Hey guys, welcome back to another wicso video, and in today's video we will be seeing some expansion, some exploration, and some more natural disasters like you saw in last video. Now, I just want to say thank y'all for 500 subscribers, again, because apparently no one watches my wicsos and that makes me very sad. Not that sad, but it still makes me sad. Doesn't matter though, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to be seeing is some exploration in the Iberian Peninsula. Yes, excuse me. But yeah, let's see that. So the explorationists are going to move through these mountains. I think the Pyrenees Mountains have been explored and now are going to get pushed into the rest of Spain, modern day Spain, and sooner or later they are going to completely finish exploring, I'm sorry, the Iberian Peninsula. I don't know where I get I'm just stupid, okay? Deal with that. Deal with it. I'm stupid. Okay? And there that is, the whole Iberian Peninsula completely explored. But they're not done yet. They are going to start exploring into the Western Africa along with this brown country, which they are going to meet up and start exploring Western Africa. Now with the Sahara Desert being right here, they can't really go too far into that without dying, and it's pretty hard to even get around the coast, that far away from the coast, excuse me. But they do manage to find these islands, they discover those. But this is how the Iberian Peninsula looks when finished. So let's go on to our next event. Here we arrive in modern day Turkey. And the Balkans is not a great place to exist in, you guys should know that. With this newly formed Greek country and these countries, the Greek country and this teal country, they don't like each other. Wow, shocking. And there's a big kerfuffle happening in their islands over here. And little by little, stuff happens, and eventually someone gets shot. And the Greek people are like, oh my god, bro. Why did you shoot our people? They're like, they started it. Like, that's what you get when you mess with the teal team. I'm gonna mess with the teal team, says the Greek team. And so, the Greek team declares war on the teal team. So there's gonna be a lot of navy battles since they don't border each other. And there's pretty good ships going on between these guys since they all have islands. And let's see the start of this war. So the Greek team is gonna do a naval invasion on this island and make it to the mainland. But naval invasions are hard and very tricky. However, with this team, they also got their own naval invasion. They land in Crete. They land their navy in Crete and take the whole island along with this major city. And now, Greece realizes they aren't that easy. So what they do is they go full lock-in mode, and they are going to start absolutely just going ham at it. So they start pushing in and eventually capture this city right over here, this major city. And eventually they get the shore. Now, a lot of their troops are stationed in Crete for some reason, and that makes it really hard for this to be taken back. So what the Turkish teal team is going to do, they are going to reinvade this island and a few more islands, including a few islands of the Greek team. But the Greek team isn't gonna go down like that. No sirree. They are going to push them back and almost take full control of that island back while also pushing into the Turkish country. And eventually their capital is getting sieged because it is cut off from the rest of its country. Kinda stupid to put it there, but honestly it does not matter. Anyway, the next thing that happens is this team completely just getting taken out, along with Crete getting taken back. So let's see the peace treaty for this war. And it's actually not going to be that extreme as you think. As you see here, it wasn't too harmful, with Greece only getting a few islands plus this little province here. And after this war, these countries broke away, which this was not Greece's doing, and they feel sorry for them, but not sorry enough for them to care. That's not nice. I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry. But now with these countries forming, we need to give them capitals. So yeah, let's see that. Those are their capital cities, and now we will see their capitals. And there are their capitals. Boom. Now on to our next event. We will see the pink team have a country break away. In that country will be this blue country. Since the pink country has not been caring for the people in this country, since it is boarded off by just aridness over here and mountains over here, so the pink team has no problem with them breaking away, and they will give them a little bit of money as a sorry for being me. So W pink team. Yeah, that's cool. And that brings us into the middle of France, or the middle of Europe to be exact. And there's gonna be a few new countries popping up in this area. So let's see that. The first country here is gonna be this tannish pink color appearing in between this Brittany country and this pink Dutch country. Yes, it took me a while to process that. The next country that's popping up is this mintish teal green team. It is gonna be in between this new pink team and this purple team. The next country that's gonna be popping up is this other green team. It is gonna match up with these colors because, yeah, and I might need to change the color, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, there, I've changed the color into this icy blue. Now let's go on to the next country. The next country is gonna be here with this slushy green country. And yeah, it's pretty cool, I guess. That's all I gotta say. I don't. For this country, there's gonna be this purple country right here. Pretty nice looking. It's the border with all three and has water access. Pretty nice. Alright, next one. Next country we're gonna have is this one. It's this very icy blue country, and it's just there. I don't know what to say. It kind of looks like Slovenia, not gonna lie. I don't know how I got it. And this last country is gonna be this light orange one, and that is gonna be the last country for Europe. The middle of Europe. We filled it out pretty nice. Okay, so a few 10 years later, we have populated all these countries, and now they have major cities, and let's see where their capitals are. This pink country's capital will be here. This purple country's capital will be here. This blue country's capital will be here. This slushy green country's capital will be here. This light greenish mossy color country capital will be right here. This purple, like, Danzig country, purple, I mean, lightest blue, Danzig country, capital will be, it's just gonna be here, okay? And last but not least, this orange country will be right here. With that set of circumstances, this leads us to the Nordics. Now, the Nordics have a tendency to not be explored. Let's have them explored. So the explorers are going to start off in the coast of Sweden and start going up it until they meet a curve of the thing, and then they start going down it while being in Finland now. They're in Finland now. Okay, you guys understand that? This is Finland. Alright, good. So now they stop here, and then they decide to move outwards. Also in Sweden too. They move outwards in Sweden. And eventually, this is what it looks like right here. Now over here, this Baltic country here is going to explore into where now would be St. Petersburg, and they're going to meet up with these people, with these Dutch people in Finland. No, stop. What is happening? And they start exploring Finland together, while also exploring around this lake. Now this Baltic country will start expanding since it found its exploration useful. And they start to claim what they call in this area a city. They are going to start building a city, and they say it will be a major one in like a year, which is a pretty good it's a pretty good estimate since it's a really good area for a city to be. So I think they're right. And soon enough, they meet up with this purple country, and they finish, and then they also meet up with this green country. And sooner or later, this is what the border of the blue country looks like now. They're pretty chunky. Now, speaking of Sweden, here, there's going to be a new country. It's going to be this greenish yellow country, and it's going to spawn where present-day Stockholm is. And this country is going to expand like so. And soon enough, it stops as its borders start to look like this, with it capturing this island previously, and it just likes these borders. Another country will be spawning in the Nordics, however. Let's get to that. There's gonna be this greenish mint color split between this bay here, between modern-day Sweden and Finland. And the last country is going to spawn right here in modern-day Norway, and it's going to look like so. Now, from a earthquake happening pretty close on this little shift here, there's a huge wave happening that happens here, and it hits the Iberian Peninsula smack on, and it floods a little bit. So let's see what flooded. So the huge wave hits here, and it floods the area of Lisbon, or present day Lisbon, or whatever, Portugal. and it is not that big of a deal since no one was here in the first place. Sooner or later, people find out about it, and they're like, hey, what happened to all this land that we found? They're like, whatever, it don't matter. Sooner or later, it gets stopped by a few of the Spanish mountains over here somewhere. And let's see how the land looks after that. And this is how the rivers turn out, since it all got sunk into the water. That sucks, but whatever. Now with the exploration coming over here, they're like, oh darn, stuff sank. That kind of sucks. Whatever. I think we can live. Now, here's the thing. Since that flooding happened over here in Iberia, there's going to be something that dries up in the Mediterranean Sea. And let's see what happened to cause such an event. So right here, between modern-day Tunisia and Sicily, it was pretty shallow area. I'm not sure if it's actually shallow in real life. I'm just gonna say that for the plot. And with it being shallow and that flood happening, there's gonna be some that dries up, so let's see that happen. Now this is a land that dried up, and of course the countries are gonna just split this up. So let's see that happen. With the purple team discovering this land, it is going to get its claimers and claim up to here. And since no gold team people live here anymore, they're just gonna claim that for themselves. And this brown team is going to claim the rest. So let's see the map out. So this is how the map turns out. And of course, India sank. There's a bridge here now. This is now a lake. And now Africa and Europe are connected through Italy. Now there's gonna be one more thing that happens, and there's gonna be some expansion into Iberia, since, like, why not? So this newly found pink team, they are gonna start expanding and making it into Iberia, as you see here. And eventually they make it over into this tip here, and they decide, hey, enough's enough, we're going to leave it here. Now this newly found green team is also going to start claiming this, and eventually they get there. Now this purple team is not going to let go of their chances, so they invade these islands, and, well, not invade, more like claim, but yeah. And they take a bit of this, the most that is left of the Iberian Peninsula. And they push up to this river right here, and that is what they take. They take nothing past the river up here. And that's how the world is gonna look for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm gonna start editing this soon. And I pray that my voice wasn't quiet as hell anymore. I don't know why it does that, OB. I have my volume at the max. It just does not hear me correctly. Like, I don't want to push my microphone up to my face, because I need, like, 3 hands for that. Because you need to click Control if you want to do stuff. But, yeah. Anyways, guys, see ya later. Bye, bye, bye. Subscribe.